How to increase traffic to your website. Lesson 1: Content, SEO, and Analytics. When it comes to driving traffic to your website, your first efforts have to come from your own backyard. The first and most important rule for building an excellent foundation for driving more traffic to your site is creating unique content. As a small business owner, you need to learn to fully appreciate the vast array of tools that are at your disposal for you to use to make your site a fantastic experience for visitors. The first rule in content creation is that you need to diversify your content among as many of the media formats as possible. This includes textual, audiovisual, exclusively oral, and so on. Every business will require a specific skill set to survive and ultimately succeed. However, most people just shrug these skills off as an everyday occurrence. This is why those people who are more willing to acknowledge their gifts will always receive more attention, more publicity, and ultimately more business through their higher web traffic numbers. So, the first thing that you will need to do to start increasing your web traffic will be to isolate the specific skills that qualify you to succeed in your chosen profession. This could be your salesmanship, creative business modeling, financial acumen, investment skills, or strong research skills. Most small business websites that make it big don't do it because they are loaded with business jargon, but because they can extract the qualities of great businesses into various articles and anecdotes that the general public can relate to and can learn from. This means that in addition to having your usual web content and products listed on your website, you need to have a blog as well. Your blog will serve as an exciting and informative target for your audience. Having greater public visibility will naturally lead to an increase in web traffic. Creating content. When you begin to create the content for your site, you want to identify the styles of content that will benefit you the most. Determine whether the information you are trying to convey will be better discussed in a short video, or will it be better to create a podcast or textual article. Having a more significant variation in the styles of your content will allow the visitors to your site to scratch different itches depending on their mood at the time. By using various media to convey your information, you can satiate your visitors' need to learn through video, audio, or literary outlets all at once. When it comes to the frequency of posted content, you want to make sure that you do so on a regular basis. Nothing turns away an existing visitor base quicker than a stagnant website. People are only willing to invest their time in a site that continues to develop and grow, rather than wasting their time on a site that seems to be dying out and heading towards the cyber graveyard. Web analytics. Beyond the kinds of content that you need to create, you also need to keep your eye on your website analytics. This is usually provided in-house through portals like WordPress, or through Google Analytics for general internet sites. If you don't already have it, head to Google Analytics to complete an easy sign-up process. Once you've signed up for the service, you should begin receiving analytical data on the dashboard within a week. The analytics that you receive will allow you to identify the favorite pieces among your hosted content quickly and to determine whether or not a new video or article received public approval, which is determined by the amount of time spent, on average, on that particular piece of content by your audience. If they sat through an appropriate amount of time to view the content in its entirety, then you can rest easy because you've done your job. However, if they move on after just 30 seconds, you may need to revisit your judgment regarding the topic or style of the content. Keeping an eye on the analytics of your website, and tweaking your content accordingly will allow you to understand the tastes of your regular audience members better. This will help you to cater to your visitors appropriately so that you can work to nurture your growing visitor base. Happy visitors will always refer your site to those around them, which will result in an increase in web traffic to your website through word of mouth. One way to encourage this behavior is to continually maintain a high level of credibility among your existing visitor base. Search engine optimization. Once you've determined the style of content that you are going to create, and as you focus on the quality and frequency of the content itself, you need to start thinking about search engine optimization, or SEO. Creating content that is SEO friendly is the easiest way for you to push more traffic to your site. The first step to making sure your site is SEO optimized is by making sure that you submit your website links to the various search engine platforms. While not every URL that is provided to the search engines will make it onto their search indexes, a majority of them do so without a hitch. When you complete this step, it allows Google's crawlers to index your site and display it within their search results. This can also be done for the other search engines like Bing and Yahoo. Once you've submitted your website to the search engines for indexing, you'll need to begin performing SEO on all of your current site content, as well as keep its basics in mind for the content you create in the future. In a nutshell, SEO is about allowing the search engine crawlers, which trawl through all of the websites on the internet, to categorize and classify your site in order of its relevance to specific keywords. The higher the significance of a particular site in response to one particular keyword, the better the chances it has of appearing higher up on the search lists. This is extremely important because your efforts to drive traffic to your site isn't geared toward those people who already know about your site, but instead toward people who aren't aware of your business or your site and are only looking for options based on the keywords they enter into the search query. Search engine optimization is a highly competitive field. It is a combination of art and science, linguistics and anthropology. It's the ability to understand the mind of your customers and determining a list of possible keywords that they might use to get to the topical content that you provide. Take a look at the content that you have already created and make a list of all the possible keywords that you would use to find an article like this. Each of the key phrases that you consider should be between 2 and 4 words long. These are known as long-tail keyword phrases. One way that you might want to consider to compile your list of keywords faster is to use one key phrase and enter it into the Google search bar. When the results appear, scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here you will find around 8 to 10 related searches and key phrases. This list might help you find a few more key phrases that you believe are strongly related to your content. Repeat this exercise several times with different key phrases so that you can acquire a slightly wider range of keywords that are relevant to your content. When you've identified your keywords, make sure that the keywords that you've determined are present in all of your content. For each article that you write, define a distinct key phrase that should be present in the title and subtitle of the piece. It is essential though that none of the keywords that you use individually account for more than 1.5% of the total word count for the article. When you include excessive keywords into your content, it automatically leads to the search engines lowering your rank in the index. When creating your content, you want to add at least 3 to 4 keywords in the title tag of your article and the important keyword phrase in the metadata and description of your content for as long as it's published. Again, you don't want to get overzealous and stuff your tagline with errant tags, since this will lead to all the search engines lowering your rank. It is essential that you identify the best possible search engine key phrases and dedicate a few unique ones to each article or piece of content. Properly optimizing your website content with SEO and keeping a close eye on the web analytics for your site is the first step to boosting your website traffic.